tell you another thing I don't know. This year I'm thinking of getting either one. You may not know this, but I'm gonna fish. It was a clean, crisp morning. My destiny.
Summer was Bob Elliot's favorite time of year, but his idea of summer fun was not always the same as his wife's. And that created a conflict of interest with really only one possible outcome for Bob.
I was heading out to the golf course the other day when my wife reminded me about something I said back in March.
Honey, what about the puffins? You promised we could go see the puffins. You promised the puffins. You promised the puffins. You promised.
Okay, but what's the big deal about puffins? Everywhere you look these days, it's puffin postcards, puffin dolls. Yes, puffins, no puffins, and even puffin stops. That's great, but where do you find the real birds? Well, you start by going to the town of New Harbor.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Hardy 3. This beautiful, beautiful evening that we had for a puffin watch.
At New Harbor, you hop on a boat called the Hardy 3 and head out to Eastern Egg Rock. That's where the puffins live. That in itself is almost a miracle. You see, back in the 1800s, hunters used to kill these birds for their feathers. They finally disappeared until the Audubon Society brought them back from Canada 20 years ago. Dr. Stephen Kress led the way.
It's a bird for all habitats. Imagine 55 miles an hour through the air, diving over 100 feet deep, digging holes in the ground like a groundhog. They do everything but sit in trees.
That's great, but when do we get to see these super birds? Hey, wait, look, up in the air. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a puffin.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Oh yes, right off the bow, there's another puffin in the water. Wow, they have really come out for us tonight.
Absolutely beautiful.
All things considered, I guess it was a pretty good trip. I mean, my wife certainly enjoyed herself, and I wonder if she learned anything. How fast can a puffin fly?
55 miles an hour?
How deep, this is the lightning round, how deep can a puffin dive?
100 feet.
You're a smart girl. Congratulations. Well, that does it for our puffin watch. All I can say is they're awfully darn cute. I think we ought to change our state bird. Who needs the chickadee now that the puffins are back in town?